Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brain Fitness channel. I'm Bob, your host. Let's get to it today. So, you know how on this channel we usually talk about using the brain to exercise the brain, memorize things, learn patterns, different things like that? Well, it's kind of like telling a marathon runner to run more marathons. It works and it's good and healthy, but is there something a little more you can do? Today we're going to learn about something called Neurobics. This is a brain exercise program where we use our 5 senses to train our brain. Scientists have learned over the years that your sense of smell, your sense of touch, your sense of taste sends different messages to your brain, therefore creating new pathways and reinforcing old ones. Neurobics are simple exercises that use the 5 senses to give the brain a new message, to make it think, to make it work. It'll challenge your memory, your attention, your logic, as well as your verbal skills, and it'll disrupt your entire daily routine, so that they can actually create and reinforce new and old brain pathways, because it's challenging your brain to think in new and different ways. It's challenging your brain to work. It's kind of like cross-training for our brain. For example, if you're a runner, you can run and be pretty good at it, but if you just keep running and keep running, your body and your legs and your back and your knees will just get used to it. It's called muscle memory. But if you do some cross-training, experts say, like for a runner, maybe they should do some swimming or some cross-country skiing or some biking. It works more in different parts of the muscles than the primary muscle there. So with things like neurobics, when we incorporate our taste and our touch and our smell, things like that, it works different parts of the brains a little harder. Here's the book that I've been reading. It's called Keep Your Brain Alive by Lawrence Katz and Manning Rubin. Here's a copy of the book. Feel free to look it up. So here are my 5 favorite neurobic exercises. They use different senses to give the brain a good workout. Feel free to Google neurobics to find even more exercises that you can do at home. And again, do them every day. How about the smell test? Let's start with that. Have someone set out 3 to 5 different things that have an odor. They're similar products but have a odor. I like to use herbs. I think herbs is a great one. Have someone set out 3 to 5 different herbs, and you have to identify them only by smell. It sends a different message to your brain, making your brain use memory, recognition, different things like that. So it's a great brain training exercise. The next one that I love to do, and I've done this one with my kids, is called the change test. Go to your change pile and just put a whole pile of loose change in your pocket. And then pull them out one by one, or you can dump them in your purse or in a bag, whatever, but pull them out one by one without looking at them. Pull them out blindly, and first, you should be able to identify what kind of coin it is, whether it's a quarter, a dime, or nickel, or a penny. Second, when you place it on the table, you should then be able to count that money. And the example would be, you could be able to pull out $1.35 out of your pocket, and you should be able to know that A, it's $1.35, but B, that you have 4 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 nickels. See how this would work your brain in different ways than you're used to? Another one of my favorites is the instrument tracking test. Listen to some of your favorite songs and try and track each individual instrument throughout the whole song. So maybe play your favorite album by the Rolling Stones or Burt Bacharach or Jimmy Buffett, I don't know. And only listen to the drums one time through. The next time through, only listen to the bass and try and learn the patterns. And it will use a different path to your brain each time. The fourth one, and I used to do this one when I was a kid all the time. It's the different hand test. Spend an entire day using your non-dominant hand. It'll be a little bit weird, but so I'm right-handed, so I would wake up and I would brush my teeth with my left hand. In the shower, I would use the soap with my left hand. I would eat with my left hand. Oh, and make sure you put your watch on your non-dominant hand. That can be frustrating because when somebody asks you the time, you always look at the same wrist, but you would have to look at your other wrist. It sends absolutely different messages to your brain. You've heard the phrase muscle memory. Well, that's your dominant hand. Muscle memory for brushing my teeth. Muscle memory for eating. Muscle confusion makes your muscles work a little bit harder and in a different way. And this is the muscle we want to work a little bit harder and in a different way. My fifth favorite, and I actually just did this one last night, the different route test. The next time you go somewhere familiar, your local grocery store or a doctor's office or the post office, take a different route there and a different route home. Doesn't have to be the hardest route and you don't have to go 20 minutes out of your way, but you'll find as you're trying to navigate your way back, and you'll know how to get back, I'm not saying get lost, but you'll find your brain working, okay, do I want to turn here or do I want to turn up there? And if I turn left here, I'll turn right there. And you'll find your brain firing on all pistons. And you won't even notice it, but as you pay attention, you'll see your brain's working because it has to memorize, it has to use memory, it has to recall, and it's just using a different sense to train your brain. Be sure to let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Like I said, mine is the different hand test. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for tuning in about Neurobics. Again, here's the book, Keep Your Brain Alive by, Lawrence Katz and Manning Rubin. It's a great book and you'll learn a lot, or you can Google Neurobics. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can get notifications when new videos are posted, and I'll see you soon. Now go do some Neurobics.